Hi friends, my name is Yoli Mayaye. My pronouns are she, her. I'm really excited to welcome you today into a restful experience, a moment to share some time together and to be in this season of rest, to lay our bones down on the earth and take rest, to tune into what is the season of renewal and restfulness. I'd like to invite you into a practice today in the form of Yoga Nidra, deep rest meditation. And I have an image in my mind of where I'd like us to go, of what we can experience together in sacred restfulness. So, if you'd like to take me up on the invitation, I'd like for you to climb into a comfortable nest, a restful space. But I'd like for you to treat this climbing in to the restful space as a ritual of its own. Maybe Yoga Nidra is something that you do all the time, and I love you for that, because we need more rested people in this world. Maybe Yoga Nidra is something that's totally new for you, and you've come upon these rest resources in this winter cave, and you know that you needed nourishment, you needed rest. So whether this is a new practice for you, or a tried and true path, rest in the lap of the mother, I like to encourage you, invite you to treat the way you climb into your nest as a ritual all of its own. And it's winter time, so I'm guessing, unless you happen to be in the southern hemisphere, which is possible, I'm guessing blankets are gonna be involved. Maybe lots of blankets, maybe electric blankets or woolen blankets, vegan furs or non-vegan furs, something big and fluffy. I'm thinking of those big hand loom blankets, that look like knit stitch, but giant size. I love this. I like that imagery. I want you to really consider that as you climb in and you make sure everything is supported, knees, low backs, nothing, this is not Spartan. You're not laying out a yoga mat and then that's it. No. You're gonna make yourself really comfortable. And that part where you pull the blanket up, I want you to really consider that as a sacred act of self-worship. You're gonna come into this blanket, under this blanket, and feel like under the blanket is a very special place. Like the most special of special places that you could possibly be in this moment, this very moment. Are you ready? Climbing in to your Nidra nest, climbing in to this sacred moment of rest, climbing in, if only to journey, to be where you are, who you are, exactly as you are meant to be this moment. And as you pull that blanket up and cuddle underneath it, think of that moment as a sacred moment of returning to the shelter of rest, the shelter that lives within, and if you like, the shelter of the mother. What goes into the weave of that blanket or multiple blankets on top of you right now, cozy as can be, your winter cave? There are threads of all sorts, thicknesses, thinnesses. Those threads are woven in a way that they hold. Even right now, underneath the blanket, warmth, it's building. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? A warmth building under the blankets. Is your blanket up to the chest? Does it rise above the shoulders? Is your chin tucked in? Are your lips covered? Is it all the way up to your nose, your eyes? Are you completely covered? It all sounds delightful, but maybe there's just one little piece of you that's outside of the blanket. Can you feel the coolness outside the blanket? Can you feel how the wind, the air, the atmosphere swirls around you? It's cooler. And as we descend, as we climb under, as we are beneath, we feel heat and warmth. And maybe, just maybe, we can feel cool on the outside and warmth on the inside. Even if we're in a very, very, very cold place. Have you ever been camping? Have you ever slept outside? And inside your very warm and snuggly sleeping bag, you're fine. You're warm, you're perfect. And just outside, the freshness of pine trees, the crunch of snow, the silence that comes about when all is covered and all is quiet. One of my favorite things to do when it snows is to walk outside in the middle of the night. Moonlight shines and the snow reflects and glistens in a way it doesn't during the daytime. The sounds are muffled and everything feels so close, like a perfect hug. All the sounds are dampened, and what remains is a very special quality of quiet. A very special quality of quiet. Maybe because it just snowed, the atmosphere has a feeling of closeness. Could we whisper quiet throughout the body? Maybe you could start with a gentle whisper of quiet into the right ear. And that little whisper just tunnels into the ear, a spiral dance, the eardrums, into the head, whisper of quiet. Let's do the same with the left ear. Can you whisper quiet into the left ear? Travels in to the depths, spiraling all the way, eardrums, in to the brain, dancing. Can we whisper quiet in other places in the body? Is there anywhere in your body right now that is calling for the whisper of the quiet? Go there. Wherever that is that in your right knee or the left? Is it in the left elbow or the right? Is it in a very central space, such as your heart, throat, head, down the back? Is it in a place like the pelvic bowl, the left hip, the right hip, the right wrist, the left wrist? What's calling for quiet? Is it calling for quiet all the way in the toe tips? Left toes, right toes. Calling for quiet in the fingertip, right hand, left hand. Nurture those places that are calling you in this moment. And then I will meet you at the tips of your eyelashes. Have you ever had that experience where you are outside in the winter and with the moisture of your eyes and the coldness of the air, little tiny icicles form on the tips of your eyelashes? Can you whisper quiet in the eyelashes of the right eye, the eyelashes of the left eye? Can you whisper quiet to the eyes themselves, left eye, right eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows? Whisper of quiet into the forehead, quieting the mind. Quiet whisper inside the head. It's time for rest. Can you whisper into the left lobe, right lobe, crown of the head? More places, temples, left, right, cheeks, right and left, teeth, left, right, inside the mouth, upper, lower palate, a whisper to the tongue. A time for quiet. Can you whisper quiet to the nostrils, left and right, right Maybe that's one of those places we could feel the coolness of the air coming in, the warmth of the breath going out, the coolness of the breath going in, the warmth of the breath going out. Each breath inviting a quiet release, deeper, deeper into rest. Can we whisper rest and quiet into the neck? Right side, left side, front and back, shoulders right and left, down the right arm, upper, elbow, lower, into the hand and each fingertip, thumb, index, middle, ring, littlest of fingers. From the left shoulder, can we whisper quiet restfulness? Upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, palm and back of left hand to tips of fingers, thumb, index, middle, ring, littlest of fingers. Whispering sweet, sweet rest into the heart, the ribs of the right, the ribs of the left, the belly. Sweet restfulness, lower abdomen, pelvic bowl. Restfulness all the way through the pelvic bowl to the base and up the spine, spreading throughout the back, lower, middle, upper, all the way to the base of the skull. Any places left? What about the legs? Could we whisper restfulness? Right hip, upper leg, knee, lower leg, ankle, top and bottom of foot to tips of toes on the right. Big, second, third, fourth, littlest of toes. So quiet. Ah, so inviting. Left leg, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, top and bottom of foot, tips of toes, big toe, second, third, fourth, and the littlest of toes. Whole of the right side, whole of the left side. It's getting so quiet. The whole body, the whole body, the whole body at rest. Maybe there are some places in the body, inside, deep inside, that feel very active. Well, I should hope so. All sorts of things happening in this body: respiration, circulation, detoxification, absorption, processing. All sorts of things are happening. Isn't that interesting to observe as we whisper our way the quietude and expansiveness of rest. Deep inside this body, there is activity, there is movement, there is motion. You observe this activity, just as if our own shell is a blanket of its own, skin and muscles and bones and things. We are quiet and at rest. And our internal systems are active at the same time. Do you see this? More importantly, can you feel this? And it's just an invitation. If this game doesn't feel like fun, you can leave it off. We could do something else. Have you ever walked outside after a snow in the middle of the night with the moonlight shining? There's a crunch of the snow beneath, a softness. But the sound is different. It's close. There's a sense of the blanket of snow. But if there's enough little water droplets and enough of that moonlight shining, and we look up and we see a great expanse of stars. Wouldn't it be fun if it could snow stars? What would that look like? Starry snowflakes cascading around you. What would it feel like on your body? And just like the accumulation of little snowflakes, each its own design, so precious. They accumulate into substance, even something that feels quite solid. It could accumulate into a lot of something. What if? Just what if those snowy starflakes could become a pathway into the sky? Would you climb it? With a little sense of adventure. Where might you go? What might you find? Where could this pathway into the stars lead you to? If you'd like to take a little adventure, let's climb the starry pathway. And we go up and up and up, above and outside the earth into our solar system. This pathway keeps going past the planets. If we took a right turn, it would get warmer. Venus, Mercury, and Sun. And if we took a left turn, we might see great celestial bodies. Mars and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all the way to Pluto. Shall we go beyond? Bigger, past this solar system. The size of the galaxy. Are we bigger or are we smaller? I don't know. It hardly matters at this point in time. We could be the size of the Milky Way. We can dance among the stars, beyond our own galaxy, like a Hubble telescope imagery. Nebulas and swirling star systems, gaseous clouds, exploding stars. Black holes lead to unknown places. Passageways, wormholes, very tiny tardigrades. What a wondrous sight. Take a moment, pause wherever you are on this magical carpet ride. It's made of stars. It's leading us home. Pause and look back at the home we call Earth, like a satellite that pauses and turns its cameras behind. Do you see our blue planet far off in the distance? That's you there. You're resting. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You're laying the bones at rest on the earth herself, our great mother. If only to take this little journey and find our way home. If you like to, keep following the starry blanket. It has a weave, a weft, and a warp. It's leading us somewhere. It's leading us home. Where does this blanket end up? We may have discovered ourselves in the very strands of hair of the great mother herself, the creatrix of this universe, great grandmother spider weaving the web of existence into being. And what would it feel like to take shelter here, to be with Ma under her blanket in the quiet of rest? Trust your time has been nourishing. Time for us to travel this great starry blanket all the way back home. Except this journey doesn't take very long. We can just slide our way down. Ooh, stars flashing past. All the way back to our galaxy. Back into the Milky Way. We're back to our solar system, to our home planet. And all the way underneath the blanket. We're here currently at rest. Allow your breath to be a tool that calls you. It's calling you a little bit forward, a little bit forward, a little more present, a little more present. Let the breath draw you towards a more awakened place. We had such a fun journey together. Just know that this is a place you can return to whenever you want. It's always yours. It's always there. You just have to lay down and rest long enough to remember how to get there. And you wiggle your toes a little. Wiggle your fingers. Can you move the tongue around inside your mouth, exciting? Tasting. What's the taste of this rest? Are there any whispers still on the ears? Anything you learned, remembered while you were on this journey? Sometimes when the simple intention is to take rest, very profound things arise. And sometimes we fall asleep. And I would like you to know that is totally okay. Are there any other movements that might feel good right now? Something as big as drawing the knees in towards the chest, stretching out the low back, or little circles around the low back, circles in the opposite direction. Would it feel good to stretch the arms? Ooh, peeking out from under the blankets. Maybe tucking back in again. Would you like to roll to your side? Just have a little moment there. That can be nice. You don't have to be in a rush to go anywhere from this practice. But I will say that our Nidra, our journey, it's officially complete. I'm so happy that you're here, that you'd like to listen, that you chose to be here. It's very special. It was a good choice. Thank you for this opportunity to share this practice with you. It's my deepest pleasure. I wish your whole season of rest, your whole rest cave, be nourishing and rejuvenating and energizing. I thank you for being. Oh, yeah, always when you.